time. This is Unique, the Harlem legend, the icon, the kingpin. Make sure y'all check out my YouTube channel at Unique Mecca Audio. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like my joints. Make sure you comment on the joints. And make sure you share this joint. All right? Make sure you hit the notification button so you're notified when the videos come in. You don't want to miss it. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Unique Mecca Audio got it going on. All right? We chilling. I got Lelee over here with me. You know, we doing our grown folks talk coming Friday night. So I'm gonna bring Lelee in. You know, what's up, Lee?
What's up, boo? How you doing?
All right, long time. How long it's been?
It's been a long time. I'm telling you, the last time I saw you was at your popular club 2000. Mm-hmm. And you know, certain circumstances happened to you. I was looking for you for a long time, and I didn't know where you were, how to find you. I'm like, because I went from talking to you like every other day to you just disappeared off the face of the earth, and then nobody could really tell me anything. Then I went on my guy, Flip the Script. That's one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh yeah, that's my nephew.
Love Flip the Script, and he definitely, you know, keep me in tune. They keep me in tune to the streets and the culture, and you know, I'm a fan of all of those incredible stories.
All right.
Yours.
All right.
And I was like, no way! I know this nigga is not home. I was so happy, just so happy. I didn't know if you were dead or what. I had no idea. But I was so happy to know that you just survived. And then I started, you know, doing my little research. I saw you was on Instagram. I was like, oh shit. So I was just excited because, you know, everybody don't make it out. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I know. I left a lot of good brothers behind that, you know, we trying to get out. I'm gonna bring my man Denon kid in from DC to go break some things down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Bro, what's happening with you, man?
All right.
Well, you looking good. You looking good. You shining, Slim. What's up, man?
Now I'm just checking in. Let me finish hollering Lelee. I'm gonna come right back to you, homie. All right. All right. Yeah. Well, you know, it's good to see you. And I know why it was hard to find me because you know everybody just knew me by my first name. You know what I mean?
Right. Everybody just knew you by Unique.
You know?
The crazy ass Unique. And I'm sure everybody who know you know that Unique has this huge personality. I mean, you was like the turn up king even back then. And a lot of people don't really know, like no disrespect to anybody, but that whole, hey, yo, all right? Started from Club 2000.
You already know. You know how we do.
You know what I mean? So, you know. I gotta give credit to Dougie Fresh for definitely keeping that alive, you know, while you was away.
You already know.
Absolutely. So, you know, what's been going on with you?
Man, you know, everything is good. You know, I did my little 25, you know, I mean, I say little because I knocked it out, you know, put my mind in the better myself. Instead of sitting around letting the time do me, you know, I did the time and I think I mastered it pretty well. You know what I mean?
That's so dope. Like let's go back to that because you know I've always been, you know, the crazy thing is, and I have to say this, I'm so proud of what you're doing. I love the story, not so much as the glamorization of it all, but we all appreciated that at one time. But I think it's so important that you guys are telling your story because I'm on the other side of the other end of things, and I was actually one of those girls who love dudes like you. You know what I mean?
No, what's a dude like me? Damn, what about Marsha?
I mean, you know, the young girls, the young cute girls, we was trying to pull a, you know, a Unique, you know. And I almost had you real good, but you was just too busy. You had too many girls, man. But I want to ask you this. Did you even think that I would even make it in a business?
Yeah, listen, I spoke to my man, David Hyatt. I just spoke to his son the other day. Rest in peace to David Hyatt.
You know what I mean? David was in charge, was in contact, really close contact with Kurt Woodley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So that whole movement was ran through me, and they asked me certain things about Bang Bang. And so I already knew where that was going. That's why, like, you know, when we were speaking earlier, you know, when you mentioned about me wanting to invest money in you in case certain things might happen, of course I believed you was going to make it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You had no choice but to make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you rubbed across my energy, it was good for life. You know what I mean? I done gave you that unique touch. You know what I mean?
Your energy was crazy.
You know, they had to contain me to stop me from, you know what I mean, becoming who I'm going to be. Because it's not over. It just begun.
Worked a little bit.
But now you worked and you worked well. I mean, you know, like I said, I sat in the cage and I watched you on TV.
You did.
And come on, I couldn't tell these dudes I know you. They would think, oh, he just faking. You know what I mean? But you know, I was proud to see you up there. You know, I mean, you look lovely. You sound lovely. You know.
Yeah.
You became professional.
We was trying to keep it together. Just trying to, you know, just being a young girl, just trying to find a way through life. You know, and then I will run into guys like you.
Oh my God! What's a guy like me? You keep saying
who was living a life like it's golden even back then. You know what I mean? Before Jill Scott was living life like it's golden, you was definitely living that life, man. And I'm just so I'm excited for your new whatever your next is. It looks really good, and I'm just happy you're alive. I'm happy that you know. These years that you did in prison, it was 25 or 26?
26 and a half.
26, damn, you can't forget the half. So the 26 and a half years that you did, man, when you first found out that you were sentenced to 26 years, what was that like for you?
I was sentenced to life with no parole to leave in the pine box.
What?
Plus 20 years after they hammered that pine box and put it in the ground. That was my sentence. My sentence was life, natural life with no parole, plus 20 years in federal prison. I had to live with for 26 and a half years every night as I put my head on the pillow and remain strong. Because I had to let the people know that, you know what I mean? We here. You know, we still have men, you know, of honor, whether I died in there or not. You know, God just felt it was time to release me from my suffering.
Wait. Okay. So you had life in prison plus 20 years. So
yes.
How the hell are you able to be talking to me right now? Like, what is your secret? Shit, we make a save a whole bunch of niggas out here.
You know what I mean? No, I took my time. I took my time being that I'm my own man and I make my own rules and I walk my own beat to my own drum.
Always,
you know what I mean?
Always.
As you know,
always.
I knew only way someone with my record could get out of prison, you know what I mean?
Right.
Was to clean up my act or die in prison. That was the only choice I saw. I didn't see no gray, nothing around that. Clean up the die. So I didn't get into where I'm at, where I'm going, none of that. Just clean up the die. You know what I mean? And I refused to die in prison.
Wow.
You know? So I couldn't, you know? And this is what I've become. You know, I got my GED. I couldn't read and write when I went to jail. You know?
Really?
And I met you, I couldn't even read a street sign. Watch the end of that Kevin Childs joint I'm getting ready to drop.
So you mean to tell me when I was talking to you back in the day, you couldn't read and write, but you could count money. You could count money.
Oh, yeah. I knew how to read a triple beam scale before I knew my ABCs. You know what I mean?
Wow.
None of that meant nothing in the real world when you're a child. You just got now to count your money to move around in life. The money is what elevates you to the next step, whether it's to get on the bus, get on the train, or buy candy from the corner man. Right. So even a child must know how to count money, and that comes before anything else. And I just ran from there instead of stopped and paused and got into my alphabet. You know what I mean? But you know.
So what was it like? I mean, because you did 26 years in prison. So it is prison. It's not jail, right? Jail is local, right?
I was in prison. Listen.
Shit, I don't know what that shit is.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Okay. I got arrested December 10th, 1994 got found guilty on the 27th of June, 1994. And I mean, that was 93. December 10th, I got locked up 93. June 27th, they found me guilty. September 15th, I went in front of the judge to get sentenced. And like I told you earlier, I didn't ask the judge to give me leniency. You know what I mean? I knew he couldn't give me leniency. I had to earn my leniency. So I asked him for my leniency in my way. You know what I mean?
And what was that?
I let him know, send me someplace closer to home so I can further my education, so I can better myself. So if 20 years come down the line and a mother like Donald Trump come into office and he signed into that First Step Act, you let my black ass go. You know what I mean? So I foreseed the future. So I didn't know who was going to be in the White House.
Right.
But I knew things had to change.
So let me ask you this, because we are headed towards like this political thing going on. So is it safe to say that Donald Trump get your vote?
You know, I can't vote, so I'm gonna just say it at that.
Okay.
So I'm not even gonna go there.
That was
I can't vote, so I'm not even gonna go there. But like I said, he did a great thing with signing that 404. You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody say. He did a great thing with signing that First Step Act. That's the best thing any president in my lifetime ever done for a black man. That first step forward, and it's not just because it brought me home, because I was willing to die. You know what I mean? I was willing to die in prison. You know what I mean?
So you literally prepared yourself to die in prison. Like that was your new normal for you.
I mean, that was my new possibility. Right. But I never allowed it to become my norm. But I knew it was the possibility. Because you don't know what the mind of a man is going to do. But one thing you know is that mathematics. You know what I mean?
So Unique, I was just reading the comments, right? And somebody said, Unique been crushing on Lelee from SWV since their debut.
Yeah.
But what they don't really know is that we knew each other before I even got on.
You know, tell them how we met so they know. They don't know that I'm connected to everything. Let me say this.
Yeah, for sure. We met on 125th Street. You was in one of your sports cars. Do you remember which car that was?
Man, I think it was that BMW.
It was a nice.
It was the BMW car with the wide body.
And you had this huge personality. I'm sure everybody told you, but when you see something that you like, you going to get it. You know what I mean? Like you really was like over the top, and it was like I was like, oh, this nigga's so sure of himself. He's so confident. So you know, we had.
They call me cocky now.
You was cocky, and I don't know. It's something about you street money making dudes that y'all are some cocky niggas.
No, man.
I mean, y'all are.
What, they ain't got them no more? They still got them, right? I ain't been out there like that. I love to meet the 2020 Unique. Curtis Ball, feel free to reach out. You know what I mean? I ain't no hate. I know how to congratulate.
I don't know what's out there. I don't even think these guys really know how to hustle like it was back then. You know, but hopefully they're not even thinking about it, and they you know, they go another route. But you know, it was just so different back then. Like you was just very confident, and you saw something you like, and you just kind of went for it, and you kind of
like you, right? Like me,
you know, like
all right. Let's get it right so they know. I take
mine. A cute little girl.
You know what I mean? You know?
So, you know, you were just. I love the fact that you just lived out so loud, unapologetically. Like you lived out so loud, and you just had a great time. And speaking of a great time, whenever we would go to Club 2000, like I was telling you that, you know, you was Miami. Club 2000 was what the girls look like in Miami right now. Straight up, like the bad chicks and all the video girls, like you had that in Club 2000.
You know, because I'm a creator.
Oh my God.
Let's get it right. I'm a creator.
And popping the bottles and all of those things. I mean, it was just like a great time. I never forget, and I hope you find this picture or video. I know you got
me. I got the picture. I already saw the picture. I carried the picture for 26 and a half years in prison.
My God.
I got the picture. Listen, Friday night.
Tell all of your viewers, Unique and Club 2000 was so off the chain. Like what the white boys was doing at the concerts, picking each other up, bouncing them around. I was the lucky girl that got bounced around. Okay, but it was
Mecca audio.
It was all fun. Like we had a great time in there, you know. And I miss Club 2000. So what do you think? You think you're gonna open up another club?
I'm most definitely gonna do that, because there's nothing more joyful than to see people come together and have fun. Right. No, nothing else. No gray, nothing around it. Just fun. Period. You block out everything.
Can we just get you to do AAO one time?
AAO. You already know. Hey, so what's going on down in the ADO? You know, I'm thinking about coming through there. You know, I see y'all bouncing down there. I mean, damn, this is my first little stop after 26.
Yeah. You know, Atlanta, you know, of course, you know, I'm from New York City, but what brought me to Atlanta was my mother was a Georgia peach. So my mom passed away. My dad was from Macon. He passed away. So I don't know. My family just kind of migrated down here to kind of be closer to my mom's, you know, resting place. And this has been home for me for about as long as you've been in jail. You know what I mean?
Damn.
You know, like 20.
You gonna rub that in, huh? Damn. That's 3 decades I've been living my life while you was locked in a cage like an animal.
Crazy. So out here, you know, the culture out here is a little different than New York. Like,
yeah.
Out here in New York, they have the kingpins and you know, dudes making money out here. Now you got a few guys that's getting money out here, but it's like low key. It's not as like in your face. But the culture here is the strip clubs. The women are beautiful. They can cook their asses off, and the guys love it. It's all about making it rain. The shit you was doing back in the early 90s. You know?
I said I created. Let's get it right.
Yeah,
I said I created, so they know.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, because they don't understand that everything has a beginning. You know, when I did it, it was no blueprint. It wasn't no bad boy. It wasn't no Rockefeller. No disrespect to none of them. I love them to death. They entertained me for 26 years. You know what I mean? And will for a lifetime. You know, but like I said, there was no blueprint. There wasn't no extra record label in New York that you could go to and say, hey, I got this record. That's why they had Loud Records with Kevin Loud, you know, with Kurt Woodley. You know what I mean? Come on, man. At the same time, Wu-Tang signed, we signed. You know what I mean? Mecca Audio was in that pot. You know what I mean? I followed your door. I pushed you. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I pushed you.
You
know what I'm saying?
You really did. You really did, man. See,
yeah.
I could have, you know, who knows? We could have been married or something. I don't know.
I mean, damn, you taking it real far to old black man like me.
I'm taking it real far, but you know, just kind of stirred us in two different directions. But I am very proud of you. So let me ask you this. What is your new journey now that you're home? And I'm sure life is a little different for you now. You know, we got the iPhones now, iPhone 10, 11, social media now, you know. See, damn.
Just so you know.
Look at
man. Yeah, I'm doing me. You know?
Yes. And so we have the of course the internet. The internet wasn't popping back then. Thank God the internet wasn't popping back then.
That's what I'm saying. I did me with no social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hand to hand.
You probably would have did that life if we had.
Come on, son. You already know. But like I said, I ain't mad at nothing because I'm here. Man, they just put me on ice. Got a chance to get my mind right for 26 years, and I'm here now. You know, and that's it.
Someone
you see this?
Asking me, am I single?
Oh.
I'm not married.
There you go. Shoot your shot. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and she official 100. You know, and that's my stamp of approval, like certified beef.
Oh, oh my God. Lord.
That's 100. That's Lelee. You know what I mean? Always kept it 100. The little Bronx, Andrews, you know, coming through.
Anderson.
See him from McLeod thing. You know what it is. When I say Anderson, whatever.
Used to slide through there.
You know, you already know. I had a couple of creeping grounds, you know, but I was really respectful with mine.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I was real respectful.
Listen, I told my sister you was home, and she was like, "Oh my God, that crazy motherfucker!" Yes, that crazy motherfucker is home. So, what are your plans now that you're home? Life is different. The world is different, as you remember. Mm-hmm. So, what are your plans now? Like, what are some of your goals that you want to do?
To touch as many youth as I can. Right. On my way to the top. Yeah. So when I get there, they can say the same thing that you just admitted tonight. That's how real I am and how huge I am, you know, because I touched your career. Yeah. While I did 26 years in prison. Right. So
I think that's dope.
So
that's
to walk above and touch someone else's right now in 2020 is another blessing to me that I can take to my grave and they're gonna tell their grandkids, man, this dude is crazy. All of Isaiah Jackson, peace, good looking. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying, though? Right. Let's keep it at 100, man.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
I'm gonna say, see, what I'm noticing that because there's other brothers like me. Let's get it right. I wasn't the only one back in the day. You know, there was others like me. I'm just one that escaped. So I'm out here now. Let's put it that way. But I mean, it's like they act like I'm superhuman, and I'm like this twisted kind of mentality, and you know, stuck back in the time warp or whatever. Cause you know, I still see mines. I want when I go get mines. That's why I'm wearing my old school Dapper Dan. It's the first Dapper Dan jacket that I ever brought in 1988 after coming out of prison. You know what I mean? And that's when I started taking what I wanted, and everything that I stomped on, I took it like a gorilla walking through the jungle. You know what I mean? There was other gorillas walking through the jungle. Right. You know what I mean? I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? So I ain't saying that. You know what I mean? We did what we did. You know what I mean? Big shout out to all the gorillas that bounced through the jungles.
Now speaking of the gorillas that bounced through the jungle, is there somebody, because you know, for some apparent reason, like back in the day, the dudes that was getting money, as we remember, y'all all was some cocky niggas, boy. Y'all was cocky as hell.
We had to be to survive, though, man. That was that.
Y'all was cocky and arrogant, and oh my God, I'm like, and confident. I'm like, shit. So, is there anybody? Was there ever like a competitive thing that went on with like all the dudes that was getting money back in Harlem back in the day? Like, you know, you see somebody girl. And you like, yo, I'm choosing that chick. Like, I'm gonna bag that chick. Like, has it ever been like one of those things like this dude ain't all that, like I could pull this chick type thing?
Oh man, I mean, that was a regular. You know, yeah, that was a regular. But I mean, it was all in fun. It was all in it. You know, if a nigga screwed, he screwed her. I mean, you know, his game was just unique. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we already know the girls was up for grabs. We ain't the only one running up to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100.
Well, yeah.
You know, let's keep it 100. Come on, Lelee. You know, we telling these young people what time it really is. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Man, you meet a Unique, then you meet a Kevin Child's late over there, whatever you think they don't know each other. Everything is love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
so have you ever been married?
No, I've never been married. Do I look like a marriage type?
I think you possibly.
See, you're looking at me now because now I'm that marriage type. Well, but you know, back then I ain't look like no marriage type. You
weren't like, you was a little different back then because you know certain things was like off limits. But see now, you know, you a whole grown man. You gotta do some shit different. You gotta open up your palate a little bit. But
you know what I mean? So y'all know where she getting at, you know what I mean? Because I didn't licky when I sticky. You know what I mean? That's where she getting at, tell me like, yo, you old nigga, now you need to start eating up some candy, nigga. You know what I mean? That's all she trying to say, you know, from a New York perspective. You know what I mean? To my fellas back home with
you really can't tell nobody that you really don't get down like that. Like that.
But listen, was my pipe game good enough to hold you? Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Yeah, you know, I was
keep it 100.
Young thing, but you know, I was putting that shit in too, nigga.
No, you definitely did, but you definitely did. That's not where I'm at. Where I'm at is that, you know, my pipe game was so up here, it made up for me not going all the way up here.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Which is really down here. You understand what I'm saying? Because that dog was that official, and you was like, damn, that nigga ain't eating,
okay.
but he hit the shit out of me. So I gotta hold that one off.
I
He
give
get
you.
away.
You know what? You deserve that one.
No, I'm just keeping it 100.
Hey, I'm telling you, you deserve
You
that
know,
one.
no, listen, I'm waking up things within you that you probably buried over the years.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I never buried it.
All right,
I
well,
told you, like, I've always thought about you. I've always asked about you. And for some reason, I always felt like you would resurface, but I had no idea. I didn't know if you was dead. I didn't know anything. But like I told
I was buried alive.
I kept it. I didn't know. Like nobody knew any information on you. Shit. I'm sure all the chicks you was fucking with didn't know shit about you. You know what I mean? Like
I want you to get straight, and that's all I tried to let you understand to admit. I was screwing a whole lot of women, and they were screwing dudes too. But we're not gonna play the game like Unique was the dog and these women was loyal. Because come on, man. If y'all get 2, 3 Uniques, man, y'all was paid. That way the party coming and dancing back and forth.
You have more girls than you could handle.
No, man, I know that. I'm not disputing them. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
We got that. I mean, I surrender to that. You know what I mean? But my point is, y'all was getting Uniques too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right then. So that's the point. So you can't be mad at me because my payload was like this and yours was down here. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know, my appetite was just bigger.
Thank God, you know, I kind of, you know, was loving the street. I mean, because, you know, when you're from the Bronx and you know, Harlem was like our stomping ground. Like everybody wanted to be a Harlem chick. Like, those Harlem niggas was like, where was it? Oh my God.
Hey, y'all got a flashback at 8th Avenue on Friday night.
Oh, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Woo, I got a flashback. Yo, they don't know, boy.
Harlem is definitely like, that's home for me. Like whenever I go to New York to this day, I always show love to Harlem, 8th Avenue. Remember Willie Burger and all
that's what I'm saying. I just had a fucking orgasm, man. Just thinking about that shit.
Oh yeah.
Willie Burger's on a Friday night with all them whips out there.
Yes.
$1 million worth of cars going up and down the street. Everything PBS sound.
It was so it's so different now. I'm sure you've gone over there. It's so gentrified and. Woo. I would have never thought that I would see so many people, so many white people living in Harlem. And I would have never thought that.
Man, yo, listen, I'll be telling everybody look at it real quick. I'm going to say it quick. I can't say so much that I'm tired of saying it. Everybody got caught up in Rudolph Giuliani with the re-identification and got caught up when they started the re-identification. Right. They stopped their pause, they thought about it and said, okay, we still need them dudes to work, so keep in the project. Right. And we just build up everything around them, raise the price so they can't get in, so we know we're going to be safe. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So now, even though we pay $200 a month because we're on fixed income, you know what I mean, for the last 80 years, my great-grandmother's great-grandmother. You understand what I'm saying? But now that $200 a month, they're not worried about that we get in the project because they're over here getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in Harlem. You know what I mean? Yeah. When dudes ain't even seeing $5,000 in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So they caught up watching the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Every gentrification, everything is dead. They still allowing you to stay there. They just moving in amongst you. You know what I mean? And not paying you no mind. So you need to pay you some mind.
Got it.
Go out and vote. Whoever you vote for.
I know that's.
You know what I mean? I can't vote, but y'all go out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for.
See, that's the word right there. And I had this conversation with you know, a few people who are just saying, you know, they just don't want to vote. They're not going to vote because they don't feel like they have to choose the lesser of two evils. But I think there's a part of me that kind of get offended when they say that because, you know, everybody just kind of fought so hard just to have this right to vote. You know what I mean? Like we have the freedom to vote and we just don't. We don't. So I say, if you don't vote, you shut the fuck up. You don't have a voice. You know what I mean?
We
all need a voice. But I tell you one thing, we already know what it is now. So we don't know, like everybody have this thing about Joe Biden or whatever, and that's respectfully cool or whatever. But I'd rather vote for the shit I don't know at this point. I'm voting to give them a chance, like you know, because I just don't like the whole divide right now in the country. The country is like really going through a lot right now. I could feel the tension on my back. The racism is like really showing its face. And I'm not comfortable with that. I have a 6-year-old grandbaby, and I have a son who's 29 years old, and he's one of those guys who I would probably see on TV if he came face to face with a cop that was disrespectful to him, you know. And I don't want to see no more of that shit. I'm so tired of just seeing us being killed and just treated like fucking like rats and dogs. Like, I'm sick of it. I haven't cried so much in my entire life. This year has been so crazy, like with the, you know, the George Floyd thing and the Breonna Taylor. It's like, shit, I'm sick of fighting for shit. I'm sick of our people just fighting for shit, you know, like, yo, but one thing that I love is that when Black people come together, we come to fuck together. And it was like one big damn cookout. Like, some of that shit that was going on was like, ooh, look at the family showing up at the cookout, you know. But when we come together, we powerful, we strong, you know what I mean? So I just hope that everything gets better, and then we all have to pray for our country. It's not much we can do. The only thing we can do is vote and just sit still and just wait and see what's going to happen. But we got to find some peace. But 2020 wasn't so bad. You came home, so thank God for that. My sister had open heart surgery.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I said to myself, if my sister get through this, when I saw her fighting after that surgery, she needed another person's heart to live. I'm not complaining about shit.
Thank you.
The coronavirus came, the pandemic locked down my industry.
Devon, introduce yourself, brother. Tell them your name and, you know.
Well, my name is Denon. I'm from DC. Okay, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. My name Denon. I'm from DC, man. What's up with you? How you feeling out there? What's up, child, tonight?
And I'm good, brother. You know, I just wanted to bring on a brother that's, you know, I know from the struggle that I know is official 100. You know what I mean? When because they asked about penitentiary and like county jail or something like that.
Well, you know, jail is what it is, man. It's just up to, man. You know, you got to hold your own in there, man, and always be a man at all times. But don't be fooled, man. Don't be fooled by what you believe jail is, as far as you thinking that it's something that it's not, man. It's definitely not worth, man, losing your life and your family behind materialistic things, man, the illusions of the world. I'm definitely going to give them that before I give them anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that's about what's up with me with that.
Okay. Now, what is it you're working on? You said you was working on a project out there as far as to get some of the good brothers that me and you both, you know what I mean, had the honor of being around physically, even though it was under certain circumstances. You know, what are you doing? Share that. I'm gonna give you the full screen. I'm gonna give you the full screen so you can break that down and exactly what's going on with your movement. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we trying to push a movement right now for the good men, not just where I'm from, but like all over the world, man. Because what it is now, where we from, they're trying to create a board, and the board that we have is the parole board, where as though they're giving dudes, they might have a sentence of like 30 years of life, and even after they do 30 years, it's like you give them a hit after completing 30 years, and the parole board is just doing what they want to do. So now we're trying to make it so where as though it's like we can have a board of our peers, of our own people, our own men, you know what I'm saying? The people in the community, our own. So they can make decisions on the good men that's behind the wall, that's all over the world, that have been doing what you was doing what they were supposed to do as men, growing up mentally, physically, trying to get back home to their family and trying to do the right thing, that they'll have a chance to be able to do that, as opposed to putting it in the judge's hands. They're trying to put people's lives in a white man's hands who don't even know us, can't relate to us, or don't even understand our circumstances, when the law originally wasn't even meant for us. In the Constitution, it said we're 3/4 of a man. How could a law like that even apply to us? It never applied to us. So then you're going to give them the right to get a decision, to make a decision, one man, as opposed to having a board or having 2 or 3, but one man make a decision on everybody's life. And that's what we fighting for right now, man. You know what I'm saying? I always been against, you know, the government, you know what I'm saying, the people that's evil spirited. You know, it always talks about in the Bible, we talk about Though we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, we wrestle with spiritual wickedness, people in high places. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep our armor on at all time. Our armor is men, your morals, your principles. Leave no man behind, because if they're good men, they wouldn't leave you behind. And I plan on doing the same. Just because I'm free, it don't change.
But yeah, that was very well said, though, man. And I just wanted to give them a little insight as far as what's going on with our brothers that we left behind. Because tell them about your sentence. What type of time was you doing that we didn't know about this?
What type of time was I doing?
Yeah, how did you get out? What was your sentence and how did you get out?
Oh,
I know we was fighting your case for a minute.
I had a 50 year to life sentence. I was locked up for murder, kidnapping, and robbery. That's what I was accused of. You know what I'm saying? I did some things, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely wasn't guilty. But I definitely did some things, and I accept that. You know what I'm saying? I accept the punishment that came, but through the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, and the good man that was in there that showed me the way, like yourself, you know what I'm saying, to try to help me out in the law library, keep my head straight, you know what I'm saying, and I grew amongst the men, and I end up giving my time back.
That's what I'm talking about. I remember the first time when you told me, you said, "Yeah, you know, I'm already in the law book too." I told you that I got my job overturned in '99, but they was holding on to me like old legal prisoner. You know what I mean? Supreme Court overturned it. Go ahead, tell about it. Go ahead.
Hey, yo.
All right. You already know I kept the party going even while we was in the belly of the beast. My wire everywhere. You understand what I'm saying?
And you know, it's crazy, man, because it's like you already know how it is with us, how we all click up together in there. You know what I'm saying? How New York click up with DC, how DC clicks up with Virginia, then we got the South and all that, especially right when we're out in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? But it's men everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere in the world that we should be able to be locked up and connect like that, Slim, because we men, we always supposed to be on the same team because of what we stand for. And it's important that the men know that out there. You know what I'm saying? We need to connect and come together, man. Do I love Trump? Nah. Do I appreciate what he did for me? Yeah. Like a brother just give me the pussy, I appreciate her, give me the pussy, but I don't love her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what it is. I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You can't bring Lelee with us, man. Yeah, you know. But that you know, that was very well said. Hey, Lelee, that's the good brother Denon kid. You know what I mean? My accent don't allow me to say certain things in the matter that y'all like to hear them said to make the music that you like to hear to your ear. But no, they disrespect.
Yo.
Hey.
You know?
What's up, Miss Lyons?
But you got any questions for us, though, Lelee, as far as about doing time or whatever? This was supposed to be about prison talk and street talk, but it done became about Unique and Lelee talk and street talk.
I know. Oh, well, you know, I'm always, you know, I make jokes with my family and like some of my friends who's done time because I'm such an introvert. I can live in a small space and still be cool. Like some of my little street friends, they would always tell me, "Damn, man, you could do a bit easy. You don't do shit. Like you can go out to this room or whatever." But is the whole prison thing, is it like everybody think it is? Like what is your mental state in prison? Like to literally wake up in a bunk, or I don't know how it's set up. Sometimes I see two people in a bunk, sometimes I see one, then you have like this open space. It look like a bunch of campers.
Yeah, that's what they call a dormitory.
Is that what it looks like for real?
Yes, because that's the part where the guys are not as violent, so they can cram as many in like sardines.
Okay. So
they know they're not going to hurt each other.
Like petty
and get X amount of dollars per day for each body that they have in that dormitory. So the more they get in, the more they get. So they try and keep what they call the good boys. You know what I mean? The drunk drivers, you know what I mean? The jaywalkers type, you know what I mean? Yeah, to keep a lot of them contained. If there was more aggressive men, you know what I mean? Not to brag, but like me and my brother Devon, they might only be able to get 30 in there. Now they got 130. So it's like, you know, throw Devon them out in the woods somewhere, you know what I mean? And we could cram more of them right here and get the same money for the same space. You understand what I'm saying?
Got it. Okay. Okay.
And that's what it's about.
So this young man, how much time did he have?
50 years of life, Ms. Lyons.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta be. That's my young man. Tell him how old you are. How old you was when you got locked up, big bro?
I was 21 when I went in 97. I'm 40. I'm 44. I'll be 45 this year.
He just coming home too.
When did you come out?
I came out like 2 months ago.
Since 1997.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, I'm not the only one. So don't, when y'all talk that cocky, you know what I mean?
Yo, that's
other men deserve that.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought him up here to share the spotlight with my brother, that he went through hell with me. Me and him was in 2 or 3 different gladiator jails. You know what I mean? Where our actions affect each other. You understand what I'm saying?
So because were both of you in there for the same reason?
I was in there for being a kingpin, and he's a murderer. He just told you. You know what I mean? Accused murderer. You know what I mean? You know, he's an accused murderer. I was accused kingpin. You know what I mean? However you want to put it. I mean, you know what it is.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
All right. But just let him know what it is. You know what I mean? He a man, I'm a man. You know, we got different breeds of men and different fields and everything else. But that's what make the engine run. You know what I mean? Upon the street. The same way the bus drivers, you understand what I'm saying, and the window washers and the gas attendants make, you know, outside the gangster world, you know, move forward. You know what I mean? Right. So it's a little bit of everything that make a move. So I respect him as a man. You don't have to be a kingpin for me to respect him. I don't have to be a killer for him to respect me. You know?
For sure. Now, let me ask you this question, because I'm sure you know a lot of guys who live that life with you. And just like him as well, this question is for both of you. There's this thing on the street that's really popular called snitching or dry snitching or whatever. Like, I never really understood. I had an idea what that meant, but for somebody like me, I'm considered a civilian, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know shit about none of that stuff, because I'm the type of woman, if I go on my balcony right now and I see some shit I ain't supposed to see, I'm telling. Because, you know, I'm protecting my safety, you know, where I live and lay my head. So what do you guys feel? What do you think about that? Like, do you feel that people should follow the street code when it comes to that? It's like, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's what it is. Like, you knew what this shit was about. You know, it was fun while you was doing it or whatever, but now, you know, you got caught red-handed. Now you want to go out here and just, you know, take everybody else down with you. So what is y'all take on that? Can that code be broken?
I'm gonna let you take that first, big bro. You know what I mean? I'll go first if you want, but I mean, I don't want nobody to say, like, you know, I'm not letting my guest speak, so I'm gonna let you go. But I can gladly go first, because the facts is the facts. And the code is the code, and the rules is the rules.
Yeah, let's hear.
So it don't matter how it goes.
Let's hear from the young man first.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But I ain't got a problem going first. Let's get it right.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Oh,
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, once you do what you do, you always be labeled that. But I look at it as like, you know, some people is not in the games. Like Ms. Lyons, I'm saying, you just revealed that you're a civilian. You're not in the game. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the dudes is in the game is held to a high standard. You know what I'm saying? Do we approve of you doing what you doing? No. Do we approve of anybody that's doing that? Nah. But we would love for you to stick to the code, but we know that there's certain people that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? And the rules apply to them. You know what I'm saying? Specifically. You know, I mean, when you choose to do what you do, you know the rules. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I was saying to you before, you couldn't come to jail because your paperwork would say what they did. The dude you probably told, or those family you told, or would be like, hey, Miss Lyons is a rat, or Miss Lyons is a snitch, or whatever the case may be. I mean, and it is what it is. You can't get around it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not in the game. So I'm saying dudes is in the game is held to a high standard, even though what you did was wild. But, you know, I mean, hopefully you don't be in the street, because if you happen to go to jail or whatever the case may be, it's not going to be pretty for you, babe. I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's just what it is, you know?
Okay.
You heard that? So he's saying don't cross over into the criminal world after you played this civilian world and you reported a rightfully so crime that you saw committed while you was a civilian.
Got it. Yeah.
So then don't decide to start getting high. You understand?
Stay in your lane pretty much.
Exactly. Go to jail. Yeah. And then now you want to be forgiven for what you did back here when you claimed to be a civilian. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it is. So stay in your lane, like you said.
So basically, what you're saying is that, you know, it's all good as long as everybody out there getting money and they not getting caught. But when they get caught, they become a civilian.
No, when they get caught, they know to shut the F up like Unique did for 26 years. Let's get it right.
But
let's get it right. Ain't no ads, ifs, or buts about it.
No, that's how it's supposed to be.
I just set those rules.
That's how it's supposed to be.
26 years. It's supposed to be. That's how it is. It never changed. You know what I mean? Because people twisted it. Don't mean that by you twisting it, now that it's twisted, it makes it right. It don't make it right. You can't take a goat and make it a sheep. You know what I mean? Or a wolf. You know what I mean? It's not right. It is what it is. No matter how you put it together, live together, twist together, whatever, it's still a goat or a wolf. You know what I mean? So if you're in the street, play by the rules. I'm telling you, don't go in the street so you don't have to play by the rules. You know what I mean? And you can do like Lelee said, live a civilian life. And if you see something going on, you tell them what went on because you want your community safe and you depend on the police to keep your community safe. Now I'm gonna give you one. Back in my day, we had our own police on the street. If y'all want to know the real OG, how to just go down. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna say no names, but we had crews on the street that when the street boys like me had problems, that you know what I mean, they'll go to and let them know we have problems such and such and such and such, and then they charge such and such, such and such and such. You know what I mean? They say, give me $10,000, I'm gonna take care of that, make sure you all right. So they're taxing them. They're taxing them to take care of such and such and such and such. You understand? The same way the government tax you, Lelee, for going to the store, buying your Timberlands, buying your Nikes, buying your 5411s. You understand what I'm saying?
5411.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you know, that's how the government get their tax. But then you had the street gorillas, you know what I mean? That got their tax by telling you straight up, give me some of that dope money, nigga. Give me 10,000, I'm gonna keep them niggas up off. You know what I mean? And that's how that joint go. End the story. We ain't gotta say no names, you know who and what's what. But they ain't no quick to me. You know, when I was in the criminal world, you know what I mean? Because like I say, right now I'm trying to rehabilitate the youthful mind, but I gotta let you know who I was so you could know that I'm qualified to tell you what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? That's why I'm wearing this old ass 1988 Dapper Dan jacket. You know, I'm a real OG telling you some real shit. You know what I mean? I ain't disrespecting.
But you know, a lot of entertainers is going back wearing that 1980 something.
Hey, you already know.
It's full circle, baby.
Because me and my homies, you know what I mean, created this shit. Me and my homies created this shit.
Okay,
Slim.
Right. Okay, Slim.
I ain't mad. I'm gonna let it be known because I'm that nigga. You know what I mean? I got big really letting you know who I am. I ain't got to tell you who I am. You know what it is. And I got big all day long kid up there telling you who I am. DC's fine. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing.
It's a couple of things that I want to talk to you about because I just, you know, I love and I enjoy these stories. So, Raw in Harlem.
Go get it.
That's your book. Yes, yes. What is the book about and why the name of Raw in Harlem?
Because I came from Jamaica to America, you know what I mean, and ran up and down the East Coast in the five boroughs, you know what I mean? But Harlem is where, when I've matured from being a lamb, you know what I mean, and becoming my own, you know, lion, to be able to defend myself, to have my own kingdom, you know what I mean, was in Harlem, you know what I mean? And Harlem claimed me. You know what I mean? Because I was wonderful to Harlem. You know what I mean? I was wonderful to Harlem. You know what I mean? And Harlem was wonderful to me. Let's get that right. But I'm just letting them know that, you know, I made sure Harlem ate. Harlem made sure I was good. Made sure I had a good time. You know what I mean? Made sure Unique was all right. You, Lelee, you already know. Everybody say, oh, Unique, you from Harlem. You from Harlem. I'm from Harlem by way of Jersey, by way of Jamaica. Right. You know what I mean? By way of Brooklyn, by way of the Bronx, and so and so and so and so. But wherever I went, I shine. You know what I mean? Like when I got my man, you know, Denon Kid down there in California, all the way on the West Coast doing what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? Right or wrong, son?
No doubt
Always
about
been
it.
100, right or wrong, son?
Always been the same, baby. That's why we love you for it. That's why we
man.
appreciate you. No doubt about it.
Oh yes, he's always been the same. When I saw him, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's just the older version of the guy that I knew a long time ago.
Got to hold him down.
I hope it's a handsome older version still. You know what I mean?
Honey, everything looks good when you're alive. You're alive, you're well, you're doing some different shit. You're telling these great stories that these young kids need to hear. And speaking of stories, I don't know if you know, but I wrote my book too last year. Yeah. So the name of my book is called "I Regret the Day I Lost My Virginity. You Are Not Your Past."
What?
So it's just, you know, like I just
man.
Say it again, sister. Say it again.
When you
No. Say the name of the book again, please.
It's called "I Regret the Day I Lost My Virginity. You Are Not Your Past." And I talk about a lot of this shit we talking about tonight. Like I was that girl who admired guys like you.
Stop saying guys like you.
I'm telling you, like, you know, it was about, you know, you a young, pretty girl, you poor, you barely got lunch money and shit. Like you just survival mode kicks in. You know what I mean? So you were the guy that we saw looking outside of our window. So we didn't have like a lot of role models. When my dad left at 10, I saw niggas like you. You know what I mean? So it wasn't until, you know, I kind of, my gift made room for me. My gift of song, my singing and everything just kind of changed for me. Thank God.
Chichi, bring Lelee up. Excuse me for a minute. Bring Lelee up so they can see it being she has the floor, please. You know? Yeah. Excuse me, Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Yeah, so, you know, once my gift of singing made room for me, then it just kind of, I was able to get a taste of what you was tasting for so long, you know. My money was a little different, you know, and I'm just so thankful for that. But I just feel like as artists, and when we reach a certain level of celebrity, we tend to not be comfortable talking about the things that we're uncomfortable with. And I'm not, it's no shame in my game. Like throughout my journey, I always represented the hood. I always represented the Bronx. Harlem is my motherfucking stomping ground. Like that's always been, it's been my playground. So I learned my toughest lessons in the street. I talk some real shit in here. You know, and a lot of, I say, you know, I'm going to put myself in a position. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell these stories so that I can help somebody else just kind of get through that whole thing. Because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about growing and taking your story and putting it out there. I put myself out there to be judged, but I don't care because I feel like I'm delivered from people. Once you get delivered from people and what the fuck they got to say, it don't matter to you because I know what my life looks like right now. So when I look at this book, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? And then I turn it around like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't control me. Like you don't control this. So I wrote this book for every young girl and every young woman to understand and know it don't matter where you from. I got put out in the street and shit. And almost was prostituted, all kind of shit. And I talk about all.
I read about that joint. You know, I read about that in the joint. I said, "Oh, look what my baby going through."
Yo,
I read about that, and like the white on or something like that was jumping back then.
Dude, I was.
You know what I mean?
I was fucking homeless. Sleeping in my truck in Yankee Stadium parking lot.
Tell them what year. Tell them what year.
A truck that I was driving, couldn't afford to pay the note no more. Didn't have I was driving dirty. Didn't have no insurance, no nothing. But I always believed in God, and I always believed that if God blessed me once, He's gonna bless me again. And He did just that tenfold. So my job, and if you follow SWV's career, we always wanted to look like the girls that we saw next door. It was nothing flashy about us. We wore Timbs, like that's where we from. People have this thing where, you know, I'm real transparent, and you know they try to pull a ghetto card. I don't get offensive when they say that shit, because that I love the ghetto. I love it there. that's where I learned some of my toughest lessons. I don't look at that as being derogatory, but yes, I also I learned some tough lessons. I was blessed to see all different parts of the world, but I'm like, yo, I didn't feel full. So I said,
because you didn't have me here with you.
Huh?
You ain't have me with you.
Oh, there you go.
You ain't have me with you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't feel full, and I'm like, yo, I gotta write this book because it'll be therapeutic for me.
That's a blessing.
And it's gonna help like that young girl who was just out there.
There you go.
Know, and I'm very proud of it. I don't regret it one bit. And there you go, you know, that's what it is. Okay.
Hey, it's getting ready to cut off. Friday night, we're gonna have the grown folks talk where you can ask your grown folks questions, because I tell all the women that once a dude busts a nut, the relationship is over.
We're gonna talk grown folks talk.
Grown folks talk. So we're gonna see how grown you is.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
And I'm excited about what you're doing too. So
thank you. You look beautiful. Absolutely. I appreciate you. That's love. You know what I mean? All right.
Thank you, black motherfucker. You.
Okay, let me call my man Denon.
What's up, bro?
I'm out, son. They say YouTube till our time up.
All right, that's cool, man. I appreciate that, man. Check my book out. It's supposed to be coming out. It's called I Still Got It, man. It's I dedicated it to my moms. It's a beautiful story. So to all the men and women out there that like a beautiful story, man, check it out. Guarantee you ain't never seen the story before. Guarantee.
Name of it again and where to get it.
It's called I Still Got It. It's gonna be on PayPal. It's gonna be online. Just look for it. It's by Terry Kidd. It's my mom's. I dedicated it to her. So to all the men and women that love different stories, unique stories, please check it out, man. Because I guarantee you ain't read a book like it.
I catch you later. Let's check out.
Later, bro.
One love.